Hello, my name is Pradeep Muzoomdar. Welcome to Sathvikk, my YouTube channel, and Sathvikk.com, my website, where I share the secrets of living a healthy, wealthy, and happy life. Mandatory and optional. Mostly we all know the meaning of mandatory and optional. Mandatory means compulsory, and optional means you have a choice. So whenever it comes to anything in life, we decide whether it's mandatory or optional. If it is mandatory, we take care of it, and if it's optional, we usually tend to skip that. Let's take some example. Say you are filling up a online form, a feedback form or a survey, or registering a new login. The system prompts for some information, asks some information, some of which is mandatory, some of which optional. What do? Usually we fill up the mandatory portion, because without that we cannot proceed. But how about the optional? We usually tend to skip. Let's take another example. Say you have a job and you also are a member of a fitness center. Job, you have to work certain number of days, without which you might lose your job. So that's mandatory. But when it comes to fitness center, is it mandatory that you have to go certain number of days, a week, a month? No. Even if you don't show up over there for days and months, they are not going to cancel your membership and stop charging your credit card. So that's optional, and we exercise our option. One last example, quick example. Say there is a wedding that you have to attend, or you can skip, or there is an event. Now, again, you decide. If it is a wedding of somebody very close to you, then attending that wedding becomes mandatory. Similarly, other events. If you don't attend, if you lose significantly, then that becomes mandatory. You make it a point to attend. But how about wedding of somebody that you can easily skip? We do. Event that you can easily skip. We skip. So with that understanding of what is mandatory and what is optional, and how usually we skip the optional things, tell me, is fighting, arguing, quarreling with a near and dear one, loved one, are these mandatory or optional? Of course optional. So if these are optional, then why fight? Why argue? Why quarrel? They're optional, right? Just skip. See, usually it starts with a simple discussion, and that turns into an argument, a heated argument, a quarrel, a fight. Paramahansa Yogananda, a great yogi of 19th, 20th century, said that wise people discuss, fools argue. It is such a beautiful teaching if you think about that. Ever since I heard this, I immediately started practicing that. But let me confess to you, it took me years to actually fully practice that. This is not so easy. But then finally one day I succeeded, and ever since then, when the discussion starts getting into an argument, I stop immediately. See, the other person will keep on talking, keep on arguing, keep on fighting. But we should from our side stop. In my mind, in such situation, keep reminding myself, wise people discuss, fools argue. Wise people discuss, fools argue. And I am a wise person, I cannot argue. I have to stop. The other person will keep on going, because misery loves company. That other person wants you to continue that fight, argument, quarrel. But you shouldn't. So I shared this great secret with you today. Wise people discuss, fools argue. Practice this. Ever you find your discussion is getting into an argument, the second you realize that this is getting into an argument, you stop. Never contribute to this such argument, such fight, such quarrel. You will lose your peace of mind. And so be a wise person. Never fight, never argue, never quarrel with anybody. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.